I love what my wife said this. She said this, and it hits me hard, and I think about it every time now. You aren't finished when the job is done. You're finished when everything is put back in its place afterwards. Because if you can convince yourself that this is when the job is done, is when everything's back where it needs to be. And I'll tell you when I really learned this. I learned this when I was building an engine for the first time. And we'll end on probably this one. But I was building an engine for my 1990 Bronco 2. And I had all these parts on the table, and I had all this grease, this and this, that, and the third, and this
Talk
tool
about
over
having
here,
to plan something
and
before you
snap
do
rings
it.
and snap ring pliers, and all this stuff was all over the place, right? And I can't tell you how many times I was like, "Where's that one thing?" And she was like, "If you would just put everything into a place and then put it back when you're done, you know exactly where that tool is." And so I can show a time lapse of it. I need to find it, but I started to actually pull the tools that I needed for that specific day based off of, my manual that said building an engine. I was like looking at, these are the tools I'm going to need today. I would pull those tools and set them on the table. And I would pull those parts and set them on this table. And every other part, I'd kind of organize it based off the step that I was in. And it wasn't that it was perfect by any stretch, but it was amazing how much easier it was to put the engine together, knowing this is piston 1, this is piston 2, this is piston 3, and then just putting them one by one, and then here's the bolts for this. And I had all the bolts in a plastic bag, in a Ziploc bag, labeled. Tagged. And this is the water pump bolts. This is the so-and-so bolt. And it was amazing how much a little bit of organization made the job easier.
Yeah, and enjoyable.
Because
we do enjoy doing stuff like that.
And it's so much more enjoyable when there's some structure.
Yeah.
Instead of chaos. And I think that's funny because we serve a God who says he's a God of order. So as believers, we should go, God, if there's disorder in my life, help me be committed to putting it in order so that your blessing can be upon it.